This one is a really tragic and complex situation that happened at the North Hollywood Metro Station back on July 27, 2024 at around 2:45 in the afternoon. It involves fare evasion, erratic behavior, a desperate search through subway tunnels, and ultimately, an in-custody death. It all starts with uniformed officers doing a footbeat patrol at the North Hollywood B-Line station. Pretty routine stuff. They see a guy, later identified as 30-year-old Hector Rodriguez, intentionally dodge the fare by walking through the disabled access turnstile right onto the train platform. Right away, things seem off. Rodriguez starts yelling in Spanish and acting erratically. The officers keep an eye on him, following from a distance. When they try to make contact, he just takes off running. He jumps onto a waiting train for a second, still yelling, then jumps right back off and starts running away from the officers again. This guy is clearly agitated and trying to avoid them.
Pásalo para acá, por favor. Okay, pásalo para acá. Come on, come on. Yeah. So we get that king in the rolling. Right now he's a danger to others.
The officers keep Rodriguez in sight and approach him again a little further down the platform. They're trying to de-escalate, telling him repeatedly in Spanish to calm down, to sit down. But he's not complying. He's just not listening. He starts walking towards the edge of the train platform. Based on his erratic behavior and non-compliance, the officers are thinking he might be experiencing a mental health crisis or a break. Seeing him near the edge, they become concerned he's about to jump down onto the dangerous tracks.
Sentate.
Yo no quiero morir.
Okay, sentate.
¿Por qué son cómplices? Hay gente que me espera para matarme. ¿Por qué?
¿Quién te van a matar?
Ellos me van a matar. Yo no quiero morirme. Yo no he hecho nada malo.
¿Quién?
Los que están ahí esperando. Usted sabe quiénes son.
¿Allá afuera o qué?
Ahí se paquita de dinero que está allá de sur. Todos ellos me quieren matar, pero ¿por qué? Si yo no he hecho nada a nadie. Eso es lo que yo no entiendo. Yo soy un buen hijo, una buena persona. ¿Por qué me matan a mí?
Ready?
Elijan a otra persona que vive en la calle.
Sentate.
Por favor, elijan a otra persona.
Sentate.
No, me van a matar. Yo no quiero morir.
At that point, fearing for his safety, they decide they need to physically detain him. This leads to what the department calls a non-categorical use of force. Basically, using physical force to try and control somebody who's resisting or in order to prevent harm. There's a struggle as they try to get a hold of him. You can hear the exertion and chaos on the body cam footage. Look at me, look at me. They're yelling, trying to get his attention, trying to gain control.
No quiero morir, por favor. Por favor, no quiero morir. No, no quiero morir. No quiero morir. No quiero morir. No quiero morir. Óyeme un tío, pero no quiero morir. Pégame un tiro. No quiero morir puñalado. Pégame un tiro. Sí, me van a matar.
Get his belt. Grab his belt. Grab his legs.
¡Wow! ¿Por qué a mí?
Hey, come on.
But Rodriguez is fighting hard. He managed to break free from the officer's grasps, jumps down onto the train tracks below, and immediately bolts into the dark train tunnel. This just went from fair evasion and a welfare check to an extremely dangerous situation.
Lo que están ahí esperando, ustedes saben quiénes son. Ahí está el negro que está allá de sur. Todos ellos me quieren matar, pero ¿por qué si no le he hecho nada a nadie? Eso es lo que yo no entiendo. Yo soy un buen viejo, una buena persona, ¿por qué me mandan a mí? Elijan a otra persona que vive en la calle. Por favor, elijan a otra persona.
Cálmate.
No, no me mates, yo no quiero morir. Yo no quiero morir, por favor. Por favor, no quiero morir. No, no quiero morir. No quiero morir. No quiero morir. No quiero morir. Pégame un tiro, pero no quiero morir puñalado. Pégame un tiro. No quiero morir puñalado. Pégame un tiro.
The officers immediately radio for backup, a supervisor, and importantly, a mental evaluation unit, specialists trained to deal with mental health crises. Crucially, they also request the MTA, the transit authority, to stop all trains heading south in Rodriguez's direction. You hear the urgent radio calls trying to get the train stopped and potentially get the dangerous third rail de-energized, though there seems to be some back and forth on that initially.
Get back up, platform level. And advise MTAs to stop the train going southbound as person on the tracks.
Any in the vicinity, 31FE 132 is requesting backup area supervisor, red line platform, Cushion up Hollywood, red line platform, suspect on the train tracks.
Hey, 132, can you advise the rock to shut off the third rail? A suspect is going towards Universal on the railroad tracks.
L90, don't de-energize the tracks at the moment. Have 132 follow inside line. We're going to utilize the trains.
Once backup arrives, a team of officers along with a supervisor actually board a train. With the help of an MTA conductor, they start slowly moving into the tunnel, searching for Rodriguez. Imagine searching a dark subway tunnel not knowing exactly where he is or what he might do. After several minutes, they spot him running into the tunnel's walkway. They get the train to stop. They disembark to try and detain him again, but he ducks onto a separate train tunnel through an access corridor and keeps running. He's still evading, now deeper into the tunnel system.
Do you have a PA? No.
Slow down, just get off.
Watching the record.
So ready, get back on. Stay on.
Stay on. He's pulling up right on him, so be careful when you open the door. Okay.
look down on him, you roll a little bit lowered on him, so he doesn't be right on the door. We don't want him right on the door coming real fast. Okay. You need to hear him first one. Oh, okay. Try in the middle. He just crossed. Okay. He just crossed that thing. Cross over. All right. You going out? Yeah. Sit. Right through that door. Yeah.
The officers lose sight of him. They have to wait for another train to arrive so they can search the second tunnel that he darted into. They board this new train and continue the slow, careful search for about 20 minutes.
You need to hear on the first door, another ear on the third door. So try in the middle. Okay. He just crossed that. He crossed over. All right. Oh, he crossed over? Yeah. You going out? Yeah. Sit. Yeah. Ready? So if you go hands on, we don't know if you could be armed, right? Yeah. So you want to open it? Or we'll just call it out? You bet. Right here, sir. Hey! Is he behind the door? He's running that way. He's running towards Universal. You know it? Yeah. He's running towards Universal.
Well, do we want to keep one unit here in case he doubles back?
No.
There's a cop. We go to Universal. You know what you can do. We can just come back.
How far is Universal from here? How far?
And then they find him, but it's the worst possible scenario. They locate Rodriguez lying unresponsive across the energized rail of the tracks. He's motionless. The report states that at the moment they saw him lying there, the MTA train conductor just couldn't stop the train quickly enough. The train struck Rodriguez, causing a severe crush injury to his left arm while he was already down and unresponsive on the live rail.
You guys got your mark on, did you?
Yes.
What's that? Oh my God.
Where's he?
He's laying down right there.
What's that? He's laying down on your right. Where's he at? On your right. All right. All right. In the middle? But that's energized.
Paramedics from the LA Fire Department responded into the tunnel, but sadly, Hector Rodriguez was pronounced deceased at the scene.
Tell my I need to put out a request for SD 132 at their location. They're going to be on the red line rail in the tunnel, halfway between Universal and North Hollywood. They do have a male, approximately 30 years old, not conscious, not breathing, and they'll need RA out there.
Because he died while technically in police custody, even though they weren't physically holding him at the moment of death, the interaction led to the situation. Now, this is classified as a categorical use of force, specifically an in-custody death. LAPD's Specialized Force Investigation Division took over the investigation, as they do with all such incidents. It's a tragic end to a situation that started with a simple fare evasion and quickly spiraled due to erratic behavior and a desperate flight into a dangerous environment. The investigation will continue for months, looking at all the evidence, witness accounts, and procedures. Let's switch gears to a case that starts with a car crash but ends up exposing something completely unexpected.
What's going on, ma'am?
Somebody just hit us at the red light. This is my husband.
Is he okay? Sir? He in handcuffs? Why is he in handcuffs?
I can't answer no questions, sir.
Hold on 1 second. Leave him there. 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 Radio, can I get a photo of my location? I have a black male with lacerations to his face.
This one's less about high-speed chases or standoffs and more about, well, you'll see. It's a bit of a head-scratcher. This happened back on September 1st, 2023. Super early in the morning, around 3 a.m., officers get a call for a car accident at Metropolitan Parkway and Fair Drive Southwest. Standard stuff, right? They arrive and find a disabled SUV sitting in the road. Looks like it matches the description of the car that caused the accident, according to the 911 dispatchers. But here's where it gets weird. Immediately, officers look inside the SUV and see the male passenger is sitting there in handcuffs.
Fuck out of there is what happened. It's what I would bet money on.
Who took the handcuffs off?
I don't know. Yo, whose car is this?
Huh?
Whose car is this? Hey, how did he wind up in handcuffs, Lev? How did he wind up in handcuffs?
Sir, we just left the strip club.
Which strip club?
Peaches.
Peaches? Okay. I got you. Over on RDA?
Yeah.
I got you. Okay. Did you guys get into it with security over there?
Sir, I don't know.
Okay.
All I know is that's my husband.
Gotcha. Say less.
I'm going to grab your
Appreciate it.
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. You're good. What's this? 1306 radio.
Red flag on the play. They talk to the female driver, asking the obvious question. Why is your passenger in handcuffs? Initially, she's cagey, not really wanting to explain. Medical personnel arrive to check on the handcuffed passenger, and the officers press the driver again. This time she spills some beans. Admits that she and the guy in cuffs were at a nearby club just before the accident happened. A nightclub, handcuffs. The officers figure something must have gone down there, so they head over to the club to see if they can piece together what led to this crash and the handcuff situation.
Fuck around like keys in the car? What do you work for?
Homeland.
Okay. Did y'all have some shit up here a little bit ago? Male and female get into it with anybody?
Yeah.
Left in a pair of cuffs?
Yeah.
Alright, what was the story with that?
They were just drunk.
Alright.
And
whose handcuffs is he wearing?
Mine. He took off. He jumped in the SUV and took off.
Yeah.
At the club, they talk to the security officer on duty. The guy identifies himself as a Department of Homeland Security Special Agent. Okay, interesting. He tells the officers that he's the one that put the male passenger into handcuffs earlier, but then the guy apparently managed to run off while still cuffed. The responding officers listen to his story, and their cop senses start tingling. Something feels off. His story sounds odd, maybe a little too convenient, or maybe just plain weird. So they decide to detain the supposed DHS agent for some further investigation. It's a good call.
I mean, it's Metro, it's a fair, so like almost down to 166, wiped out real hard. Hurt some people, hurt themselves.
Oh.
All right. Here's what I want you to do for me, okay? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take your firearm off your side, okay?
Okay.
You got just syrup right here?
Yeah.
All right. Place that in my car. I'm gonna detain you for right now.
Okay.
All right. Right now, you are not under arrest. You're just being detained for the further investigation here. Do you have a key to your handcuffs?
In the car.
Keys in the car?
Yeah.
Who's the radio through?
eBay. Nobody.
Okay. It's not a Homeland radio?
No.
Okay. Hang on to this for a minute. Okay. I'm gonna have you have a seat in my car for a minute, okay?
Okay.
They remove the suspect's unofficial-looking badge and his radio. Then they take a closer look at his car, the one he's presumably using as his unofficial police vehicle. And what do they find? Government plates. Legit, right? Wrong. A quick check reveals those plates belong to, wait for it, a school bus.
But never registered it. The license plate is off of a Bluebird school bus from Tucker, Georgia. That's how he got a GB tag.
Radio check this thing.
That's PA. Is it just a scanner? The jacket in the back seat is just a regular old raincoat. It doesn't say police on it. Got it? Beautiful. Put this in the bag with all of the other evidence, because that's going to be evidence also.
This DHS special agent is quickly identified as 49-year-old Terrence Jacks. Surprise, surprise, a check confirms Mr. Jacks is absolutely not a DHS special agent or any kind of law enforcement officer. The whole thing was a sham. The badge, the radio, the school bus plates on his car, all part of an elaborate impersonation. So Terrence Jacks gets slapped with charges for impersonating a public officer or employee and gets a ride to the Fulton County Jail. And what about the original driver, the one in the crashed SUV with the handcuffed passenger? She's identified as 42-year-old Patricia Smith. She doesn't get off easy either. She was found at fault for the accident and racked up her own list of charges: DUI, hit and run, reckless driving, and driving on a suspended license. A routine accident call turns into uncovering a fake federal agent using school bus plates. You just never know what you're going to run into out there at 3 a.m. Pretty wild stuff.